Hello, my friends. We are, I think, in Big Sur. I don't really understand how Big Sur works, frankly. I really just kind of thought it was like the area of the coast and that you would just drive through it. But it seems like there actually is a state park, which of course requires a fee to go in. So I'm pretty sure, like, to get to, from what I can tell, most of Big Sur and all of that is going to cost like money. And I am so dang old broke. Yo, I spent more money in 2 weeks in Sacramento than I did in like almost 2 months in the San Juan Islands. Mind blowing. Things are just so much more expensive in Sacramento. And I had to drive a whole lot more than I normally do. So I used a bunch of gas. And anyway, so I can't afford to to actually pay to come into a park. So right now we're just driving down to Pfeiffer Beach, which is part of Big Sur, I think. Again, I don't know why it's like kind of confusing for me. What exactly is Big Sur? I don't know. It's a pretty area though. So we're gonna just like drive down here. It is a day use like fee area. So I'm not gonna be able to stay. But I did want to just come and take a peek. I think that's okay. So let's go just take a look at Pfeiffer Beach and then just keep heading out. Well, I don't know what we're going to do. We're just going to like drive through the pretty and let it soak into our blood. Okay, well, you can't actually even see the beach from the parking lot, and so I really can't afford to put $15 in the tube, so I don't want to get in trouble, so we're just going to go ahead and go, and I'm sure we'll see plenty of pretty stuff for free. Let's just keep going. Is that a baby owl? Confused about what time it is? Or is that like... I don't know, it's hard to tell. Whatever it is, it's very cool. Oh shit, people coming. Well, I'm trying to record it because like the frequency of the lights or whatever, I can't. But what it's telling me is that 11 miles ahead, Highway 1 is closed and there is no detour. Oh man. So, like, again, I'm so confused about Big Sur. I don't know if I'm in Big Sur, if I passed Big Sur, what exactly Big Sur is, if I should have gone inland. I thought it was on the coast. I don't know. I'm really confused, but whatever it is, I either missed it or I can't see it or something. I'm just going to turn around. I think I was intending to kind of do some like housekeeping, library stuff in Carmel by the Sea. Then, of course, I was not exactly the smartest gal in the world because I just realized I'm so in the dark. I'm so sorry. Don't you want to see my pretty face? Look how lovely I looked. Sorry, kidding. No, anyway, the point is I was not as smart as I could have been, and I did not look it up before I got there. And once I got there and went to go find a place to park, I was like, maybe I'll just make sure that it's fine to sleep in my car here. And it is highly illegal to sleep in your car in Carmel by the Sea. So I just kept going, and I was thinking I was going to like make my way down to Santa Barbara and spend a week there. I just realized I haven't looked up whether or not you can park there. So I should do that before I go anywhere. But either way, I got to backtrack because 11 miles ahead, there's no detour. So I'm gonna go back and we're just gonna, listen, we're just driving and chilling and vibing today. It's all right. We're doing it by the coast. So very little complaints from me. So I ended up having to backtrack all the way to Monterey, and now we're just going down I-5. Still heading in the same direction. I think I'm going to hang out maybe in the Los Padres, I'm not sure how to say it, forest outside the Santa Barbara area, because I did look it up, and yeah, you can't sleep in your car in Santa Barbara. Man, the rich places just really don't like us. We're an eyesore, I guess. Anyways, but I still kind of want to just sort of base out of there to get some stuff done. And I really just kind of want to sit for a little bit. So we're going to head toward the Los Padres, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, forest. We almost certainly won't make it all the way there today, but we're on our way. Change of plans. I was driving and then I passed a sign that said Pinnacles National Park. And I'm like, what is Pinnacles National Park? And I look it up and I'd never heard of it before, but it looks pretty dang cool. And it's like just 10 miles off the highway or something like that. So I said I was going to go to every national park that was like gas feasible for me. And that totally is. So we are now in Soledad in just a regular old parking lot. We're just going to stay here tonight and then we're going to go see what this Pinnacles business is all about. I ended up staying in Soledad a couple of days longer than I expected because I realized I really needed to get a video out. I was late on getting that out and I do apologize. So I went and spent a day at the library and got that done and just kind of chilled in Soledad for the day. And then the next day is when we are headed to Pinnacles, the Pinnacles National Park. We'll see what that's all about. But Soledad ended up being a very fun, cute little place to stay for the couple of days. It is probably the most purely, predominantly Latino community I have ever been in. And I grew up in Texas, so that's saying something. So much stuff was like written in Spanish, and so I'm like trying to dust off my Spanish. All the grocery stores were Spanish. Their dollar store was more like a Dollar General than a Dollar Tree, but the coolest dollar store I have ever been in. It was just jam-packed with so much fun stuff to look at. And I am more of a window shopper than an actual shopper, so I love a store that is kind of like a feast for the eyes. And this was very much it. I actually ended up going in it 2 different times just because it was so much fun to look at, and I got some hydrogen peroxide there. So anyway, it was almost like visiting a whole nother country. So it was really fun. It was kind of like a little fun little side adventure I hadn't expected on. Everybody was very cool. And I only ended up here because I was passing by and I saw that national park sign. So again, with sometimes it is the things you don't really expect to do that end up being kind of the coolest little memories. And I think Soledad's going to be a little memory for me because it was almost like I got to visit a Latin American country for a minute. And I would say that is muy bien. Sorry, cheesy, but I had to. So it took me a lot longer to actually get my act together today than I thought it would. I was in the grocery store forever, and now I'm just too dang old tired to go do a hike. So instead, we're just gonna sort of head toward the Pinnacle National Park, find a place to park for the night, just chill, rest up, so that I can truly, fully enjoy it tomorrow. So it's gonna be a little extra time for a lot of extra enjoyment. That's what I think. Got myself a cute little parking spot right by a vineyard and a fabulous tree, so I'm going to call that a win. And we'll be all nice and rested up to go cave spelunking. I'm not actually going to go spelunking. I'm just going to walk through it. Now, the Pinnacles National Park will not be in this video. It's going to have its own video. And the reason why is I found out, in fact, one of y'all told me that it is now, it has been since like 2022 only, I'm just now hearing it, illegal to film in national parks for monetization purposes unless you get a permit, which is like $300 for the permit. I don't even make $300 on a video, and it takes weeks to get. So I can't get a permit. So I'm just not going to monetize my national park videos. And that's just how it's going to have to be, because I'm not going to stop going to the national parks. I'm just not going to make any money on those videos. I'm just going to have fun, enjoy it, share it with y'all. But so that I can still monetize some of my videos, I will probably be like splitting it out, you know, if I'm doing like non-park stuff and then I'm doing park stuff, I'll put the park stuff in its own video so I can add, you know, put commercials on one and not put the ads on the national park one. So it won't be in this video, just gonna let you know that right now. It's gonna have its own video. It's kind of cool that passing through a little town I didn't know existed, I passed a sign for a park I didn't know existed. And I can just pull over and say, okay, then I'll just stay here for a couple of days. And I get a night like this. That's pretty dang delightful. I just had to translate this because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't saying that we're not supposed to park here. And somebody, I guess, found a pocket knife and is letting people know they found it and how to get it back if they want it. This is really rekindling my desire to learn Spanish. Good morning. I think I told you in the last video that I got the gimbal. I've been talking about getting the gimbal so that I could have smoother footage. I got it on a good sale. It was usually $210 and I got it for $150 on one of them flash sale thingies on Amazon. And so I'm excited, but I know this is, look at how fancy. I don't know how to explain like what the material is, but it feels fancy. Anyway, I do know there's going to be quite a learning curve. for this, and I do have like a brain that takes a long time to understand new things these days. So I don't know how good I'm actually going to be with it today, but look at that. If you don't know what a gimbal does, you put your phone on it and then it'll counterbalance for you when you're like wiggling or as you're moving, and it's like, so it keeps it steadier. Because I did have, one of you guys told me that it actually makes you nauseous to watch when I'm walking, and I feel horrible about that. And it's been a long time since you said that, and I really do apologize for it taking so long to actually getting around to investing in one of these, but I think it's going to take our channel to the next level until we can get, you know, like a really, really good camera. But I think what we have now works for now anyway. Okay, so this is overwhelming as all get out. It's a lot. It's very professional. Am I making a movie? What's happening? Would you look at the size? Look at how thick the book is for it. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm going to try and learn how to use it. And then we're going to take it with us to the Pinnacles today. Pinnacle National Park, which I'm really excited about because, you know, the Pinnacles at the Crater Lake was so cool. One of my favorite parts about the lake was the Pinnacles, which wasn't even close to the lake. So I'm really excited to see that. And I even have, you guys got me this. I've got this for when I go in the cave. So I'm prepared if I can learn this. Wish me luck, guys. It's a lot. You hear all the birdies? There's like so many little critters here that are making the cutest little noises. I will tell you that I found this spot on iOverlander, but I'm feeling a little trepidatious about sharing my spots anymore. I know there are like two camps, right? There are the people that are like, want me to tell you wherever I go so you can kind of get ideas about where to go yourself and tell you exact coordinates and stuff. And then there's the people who are like, nah, keep that on the down low. We have too many people going to one spot. It's going to be a problem. And I did used to be a part of the former, and I think that I have become a part of the latter. I have seen too much now about how too many people going to one spot ends up meaning that we lose that spot altogether. And so I feel bad not telling you exact coordinates anymore because I did like set the precedent at the beginning that I was going to do that. But I don't know how I feel about it anymore. And in fact, most of the time these days, I've been avoiding using iOverlander spots at all. If I'm in a city, I just go to a side street where you can park on the side street in front of either like a church or an apartment complex, something where you're not going to draw any attention. I do have the luxury of being very, very stealth because I'm in a minivan, so it's really easy for me to get away with that. If I'm out in the country, I will try and find... well, we called it country in the olden days. I think it's like, or where I come from, we called it like out in the country when you were out like in the wild or whatever. I don't just mean in the general area of the United States. But if I'm like out in the wild, I'll find like a Forest Service road, or there's, you know, I'll find a pull off somewhere that doesn't have a sign that says I can't stay there. But I've been avoiding iOverlander for the most part. I did end up using iOverlander for the Soledad part of my trip because I was very unprepared when I came here. I didn't expect to stay for 3 days, and I was having a little bit of a trouble finding something that I thought would work for me. So I did use iOverlander. So if you're looking for a spot in Soledad, there's 2 spots I found that I used in the Soledad area, and I found those both on iOverlander. I'm not going to give out the coordinates though. I don't want to be part of the problem, you know, and I am going to be avoiding iOverlander spots for the most part. So I just really suggest that here's what I think. I think using iOverlander in the beginning, when you're learning how to sort of suss out which are the spots that are cool for me to stay and not, I think it's great to do that. And I'm so glad that was such a valuable resource for me. Being able to go to those spots really taught me about how to find spots. So I think it's a great thing to do for that. I don't think it's a great thing to use all the time. I think you should like get your feet wet, learn how to do it, learn how to find spots, spot places that'll work well for you, probably most of the time. But I mean, even iOverlander isn't guaranteed. Many spots, when you go in and read the reviews, they'll say it was great for a while and now we're getting the knock. because too many people were staying there, I think, quite often. So, I have sort of changed my tune on giving out coordinates. I hope you understand why, but I do strongly suggest you use iOverlander to learn how to find spots. And then I strongly suggest you try and find spots that are not iOverlander things and that are not stuff that like a whole bunch of people are going to, because, you know, we're disliked by a large part of the community. And some of that is fair because a lot of the people within our community are very disrespectful meanie heads and they ruin it for the rest of us, right? So anyway, that's I have no idea why I went off on that tangent, but I did go off on that tangent, and so there it is. But for now, I'm learning how to be a professional gimbal user so I can go film them dang old Pinnacles today. So it would not be a birdie trip if I didn't go the wrong way at least once. I just started heading toward the Pinnacle National Park thinking I was going the right way, and then this morning I looked up and realized that what I really want to see, which is Bear Cave Gulch, something like that. Bear Gulch Cave, maybe? Anyways, that's in the east entrance. Yeah, so again, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, but that's all right. That's very, very, very par for the course for me. It's all right. We've done our wrong turn for the trip. It has to happen at least once. Now we got it out of the way. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start heading backward just so that I can go forward again to go to the Pinnacles. As I said, I can't put that in this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for this video for now. Thank you so much for starting my journey back down south with me. You guys make everything so much better. You just do. I can't even imagine like how boring my life would be without you. I'm so glad that you come on these journeys with me. Makes them that much better. Anyway, I will see you next time. I love you guys. I hope you're having a really, really good day. Bye. It was just